My goal is always to communicate a message in the highest hopes and endeavor that it may become a household conversation. So when I go into these deliberations, I oftentimes employ a certain level of rhetoric to kind of punctuate the clauses that I'm putting forth, because contentions oftentimes have its own allure that captivates and hones in on things that you want to speak about or people think about. So it's just an artistic approach. I don't mind being identified as an atheist if granted the opportunity to explain my disposition. But if it were up to somebody else to put forth any ideas about me being an atheist, if I'm not granted the opportunity to expound on it further, like my clip being only 4.5 minutes long, then it would do a disservice to my communication because of the connotation around the word atheist. There's a lot of social, cultural, and political implications to the word that has no association to the actual meaning of the word.
So, before we move further, explain to everyone that this was just a portion of a bigger, speech that you were giving.
That's correct.
Can we talk about the context of what brought you to that point to get to that only small part of the clip, and let people know whether or not that was the total body of it, what you were talking about, or just a portion of it? Can you explain?
That clip was just a portion of a greater concept, and ultimately, what makes me an atheist, right, would simply be because my lack of belief in God, and by my lack of belief, I mean the manner in which it's been presented and conveyed to the masses. We know that no two people will ever have or conceive the same ideas simultaneously for the rest of their lives or agree with everything. No two people agree on every single thing about everything. That being the case, there's not a religion on the planet that I believe, unless the person is the creator of it, I can't conceive that a person can find an organization and agree with every single thing that that organization stands for, particularly in the case of religion. So that being the case, I think it's honest to say that I would be an atheist because I don't believe in God as it relates to the presentation of any of the religions that's been presented to me thus far. I think that is irrational, and what they present to the people isn't pragmatic enough for me to be a lifelong subscriber of it, and in the interim, wait till I die to find out if the rest of the information is accurate. So in that respect, I'm an atheist because I haven't found a religion that I totally agree with upon all its beliefs. I think religion can be a very beneficial thing if we were to identify with some of their tenets, their principles, their edicts, the principles to which end they establish moral basis. That's all right. And I think everyone's entitled to their belief. It's not my right to impose my will on other people. It's your right to have your belief. I believe the concept of God is everybody's own personal experience. However, if you come into a forum where it's debatable, if you come into a debate forum and give people such as myself an opportunity to question or put out some interrogatives about the subject matter, then it's open game. So I want people to understand that, because oftentimes people think I'm out to attack everybody and he thinks he knows all of that. What gives you the right to speak about God? You don't know everything. What people have to understand is I have, even right now, I have a debate coming up, and this is the theme and the subject matter about that debate. So I can catalyze this experience in the form of these interviews to bring about more awareness and cognition of my viewpoints so people can get ready in anticipation for the diatribe that I'll be going through when 2016 comes in, when I do a debate about God with a person who believes in God. So I just want to put that forth, because on a regular basis, day to day, I don't go around chastising people about what they believe in. I'm very respectful to what people believe in. And I actually agree with a lot of the positive things that people disseminate about their particular culture, their religious paradigm. It is only when I get into these forums and I have to start promoting and letting people know what my stance is so they can be prepared when I go into the forum, that I may say my contrasting view. And unfortunately, what I've learned is that despite the disciplines that may be conveyed to people from their religions, religious people, oftentimes out of insecurity of their belief in God, come off the most ignorant when it comes to someone who doesn't believe in God. My death threats come from religious people. The disrespectful comments and derogatory names that I've been given comes from people who feel like they've been empowered by God to go against people like me. So these are missionaries of God, in their opinion, self-appointed people who conceive that God is conveyed to them to stop people like me because I have influence in sharing my ideas. And that's one of the main reasons why it's hard to grasp this concept of God when the people who are reading these books come up with these wild ideas to be very disrespectful to people that have a difference in opinion.
More